It's Wednesday, and the W in Wednesday is exactly the same as the W in Wifey. So it's Wifey's Wednesday. And that means we're going to be doing some work on her project, the RENOBUG. In previous videos, the little Renault 4CV came home to Daddy and Mommy. And we also found a running bar bug that we've already taken the body off. So now the plan is to strip that floor pan completely, get it down to its essence. I need to do some modifications to it, and it also looks like I'm going to have to fix quite a lot of rust. So we'll have to see how that goes. Oh, and by the way, if you don't know me, my name is Duff, as in difficult, except I'm not. Meet Sis, Wayne's new sheepdog. Hello, Sis.
Good girl.
That's the name, right, Sis?
Sis, yeah, for sister.
Sister. Okay, Wayne, before we do anything else, I would like to measure the wheelbase.
Okay, cool.
That is important to know.
Good plan. Good plan.
So, are you on center there?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, so I got 2, 4, 1, 5. 2, 4, 1, 5. Will you remember that?
2, 4, 1,
2, 4, 1, 5.
Wait.
What? Did you screw up?
Go, yeah, because the tape was skewed.
Okay, yeah, now it's 2, 4, 2, 0.
No, but go a little more forward. 5 more forward. Another 5 more. Right.
Now make up your mind.
That's, that's the one.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, then it's 2, 4, 1, 0.
How much?
2410 millimeters.
Okay.
2.41 meters.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. 2410. Let's write that on your board.
Good plan. Okay, so let's see what the wheelbase is on the little noddy car. Are you there?
Yep.
What have I got here now? Are you on target?
I am.
2125.
Okay, but check your bend.
Eh?
Keep the tape straight and see if you can get a measurement.
Yeah, it's good now. 2125.
2125.
So it is shorter than the Beetle pan.
2125. Yeah, let me go write that number down.
So we need to shorten that Beetle pan by the difference. So we measured the Beetle wheelbase to be 2410 millimeters and a Renault 2125 millimeters. So the difference is 285 millimeters, which is how much we need to shorten the floor pan with. I'm going to call it 290 mil, or about 11.5 inches. And yeah, now while I was editing the video, I actually looked up the official figures on Google. And if I use the official figures, the difference is actually 292 millimeters. But hey, what's 2 millimeters between friends, right? 290 is good enough. So the game plan now is to strip this thing completely until we are left with just a floor pan. A relatively rotten one.
That's okay, the rod gets cut.
You'll cut the rod out, and we've got the old sis there to keep an eye on proceedings. And make sure that Wayne doesn't do bad things. Warning! Deep excavation in progress. the last one. Always the last one. Okay, that'll do it for you. What happened? Put a socket on. Watch out, it's going to fall. Alright. Tools everywhere, parts everywhere, front suspension, back there is more stuff, there's the gearbox, wheels, but I do believe we've got this pan completely stripped now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she is stripped bare. Yeah.
Quite a bit of rust there, hey? Look at that. We have to see what we're going to do there. At this point, the microphone failed. So basically all you have here is an OG and his partner in crime, and Sis the sheepdog, reflecting on what's been done, talking about what still needs to be done, and just shooting the breeze in general. So with a clever move, Wayne has abandoned me. Now it's up to me to get this stuff off of here. Yeah, this is what we call in South African English a cuck job. That's a rather crude word for shit. A shitty job indeed. Look at this here. It's rotten, eh? Look how bad the rust is up here. Yeah, not good at all. Same deal here on this side where the pedal assembly go. Master cylinder goes there. Let's look at that. And here's that typical hack job that cowboys do. When they have to replace the clutch cable on a Beetle, tunnel's just hacked open here. So they could get in. We'll make all that pretty again. Okay, so I've got most of that insulation removed over the tunnel area here. So now I want to see if I can turn this thing over without killing myself. Let's give it a shot. So far so good. Now I must do a balancing act and walk around to this side. Steady as she goes. That wasn't too bad. Here we go. Let's look at this. Is there a stronger word than rotten? Afrikaans word is vrot, which is I think a lot more descriptive in my mind. Yeah, it looks horrible. I poked and scratched at this a little bit more, and you can see that even the bottom part of this tunnel section is rusted away. So in this whole section here, bad rust. Not a lot keeping the front attached to the rear. This is one of the main reasons why I have decided to break up this Beetle or RENOBUG and use it as a donor vehicle, because this is actually a big problem. My plan now is to cut these sections completely away. I want to cut it here all along the seam next to the tunnel. Idea is I just want to keep the tunnel, the front section and the back suspension. Yeah, it might turn into a smoky, burning mess with all this bitumen stuff. Let's see how it goes. There you go, the one side is gone. Let's do the other side. Look at the state of my poor plasma cutter with all that rust and tar and grease and goodness knows what all. I've destroyed the tip. But that's cool, it's out. I present to you one by seriously destroyed Beetle floor pan. I'll just add this to my growing pile of international steel in a way. I mean, we got German, we got British, we got American, we got Japanese, we got Chinese, and at some point all of this will go back, not back, will go to China to be recycled into Chinesium. So I got this thing cleaned up some more. What do we call it now? It's not a floor pan anymore. It's not a chassis. Is it a frame? I don't know. This thing. And oh yeah, I cleaned up the shop floor a little bit. I mean, look how nice and clean it is. Swept up this whole tub filled now with bits of insulation and rust and dust and muck. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is to fix this. So I'm going to cut away all this bad. And we can also see what's going on in there. Well now, after cutting out all this bad rust, there's not a lot left of this poor thing. So let the patching begin. I wanted to keep this mounting point here for the master cylinder, the brake master cylinder, and the original pedal assembly, because that'll just make my life much easier down the line. So I'm going to start by inserting this piece of, what is this now, 50 by 38, 2 by inch and a half I think, piece of box section in like that. I can tack that into place, and then I can start covering up these holes with some patch plates. So I turned this thing over so I could tack weld my box section into place, and then I discovered this. Let me show you. More rust damage. Look at those holes. Holy cow, this side is even worse. Just look at these holes. Sure, well now I know, I did, when I bought this thing I did see some rust up here, but I never knew it was going to be this bad. Freaking hell, it's becoming painful now. Well, I think I'm just going to ignore all that Swiss cheese for a while and tack weld this box section into place. At least we start creating some strength then. I got my piece of box section welded into place. It's fully welded. It was a bit of a struggle, and it's not the neatest welding, but it will do. It's good enough. And now I got to eat this Swiss cheese. So here's my plan. I'm busy fashioning all these ridiculous little pieces of 3mm 1/8 plate. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but that's going to beef it up and reinforce it plenty. Like so. Actually, now that it's all welded up and cleaned up a little bit, it doesn't look half bad. Doc Ferdinand might even have approved. And I got the right hand side done too. This thing's going to be plenty strong now. Okay, so I got this thing flipped over again, because now I got to do something about this. Busy cutting some pieces from this piece of scrap. That part of the floor pan looks to be about 2mm thick, and this is the same thickness. Yeah, when I go to the junkyards and I sniff around there, I always pick up this kind of thing, especially when it comes to material that I don't use often, like 2mm. It's not a plate size that I would buy in a sheet. And yeah, then I just throw it here on my pile to be upcycled later on in life. So this piece is going to go in here, but it would need a little bit of curvature because this is not flat. We can give it some curve on my homemade and mobile little slip roller. Maybe a little bit more. A little bit more, I reckon. I think that could be enough. Let's go try. Let's see. Yeah, that was a pretty good guess. Let me get the paint off this so I can weld it on. Oh, and I'm not going to worry about putting it flush or butting it. I'm just going to overlap it That's good enough for me. Okay, lekker man. I've got a clean floor again and some strange floor pan thing with some green patches. And the stock master cylinder can still mount in its original position to work with the pedal assembly. Yeah, and don't worry, I'm going to replace this. I'll fit a brand new one. So next up for me will be to shorten this floor pan. I need to cut out what was it, 290 millimeters, and weld it back together again to suit that Renault wheelbase. That's a little bit less than one of these things. Not the funny shoe, the foot. I've got a little bit of a concern. I'm worried, not worried, but I'm thinking about the relationship of that pedal assembly in regards to the position of the front wheels and how that will fit inside the Renault. So I think what I want to do is to stick the Renault body on top of this first, is to check it out. Well, to do that, I do need some muscular reinforcements. I'm all alone. So I'm going to do that another time. But I think I've made some good progress. So I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for hanging out with me out here in the forest. I enjoyed your company. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a lucky one, man.